Tony, Eyewitness News is your local election headquarters. In less than 2 hours, we'll hear from the gubernatorial candidates as they face off for the first major debate of the year. The debate is being held at Rhode Island University in Bristol, and that's where we find Eyewitness News reporter Caroline Goggin with more on the final preparations and what our political analyst is saying about the importance of tonight. Caroline?
Well, Mike, our team has been hard at work here at Roger Williams University all day long, and as you can see, the stage is set for tonight's debate. It's going to be the first time Governor Gina Raimondo and Republican Alan Fung face off in a debate this election season after both denied our request to debate prior to the primary. This afternoon, we caught up with Eyewitness News political analyst Joe Fleming, who talked about what he believes each candidate will focus on. The stage is set. In under 2 hours, the first live televised debate of the Rhode Island governor's race will get underway here at Roger Williams University.
All three candidates want to make sure they don't make any mistakes tonight.
We caught up with Eyewitness News political analyst Joe Fleming for his take on tonight's debate. It's the first time these three candidates are facing off this election season. Fleming broke down what he believes each will focus on.
I think the governor is going to talk about the economy and the jobs and how she's turning the state around, bringing businesses into the state of Rhode Island.
For Republican Alan Fung, Fleming believes his focus will be on what he's accomplished during his time as mayor of Cranston.
How he's really helped Cranston over these last number of years and really turned Cranston into a first-class city. I think that's what he's going to stress, and he's going to talk about how he wants to do that for the state of Rhode Island.
As for former state rep Joe Trillo, a longtime Republican who announced last December he was running as an independent for governor, Fleming believes he'll try to come off as an alternative to Raimondo and Fung.
Somebody who has new ideas, fresh ideas, somebody who's different and not a typical politician is what Joe Trillo is going to try to come across as.
And I asked Fleming earlier this afternoon what key issues he thinks voters are focused on this season. He said, as always, it's jobs, good paying jobs, and the economy. Coming up on Eyewitness News at 5:30, we talk about the tone of the race thus far. That's coming up next. We'll see you then.
Thank you, Kim. Eyewitness News is your local election headquarters. With less than 6 weeks until Election Day, three candidates for Rhode Island governor will compete in their first televised debate tonight. Eyewitness News reporter Caroline Goggin is at Rhode Williams University in Bristol, where the WPRI 12 gubernatorial debate is a little more than an hour away. Caroline?
Well, Mike, we're just about an hour and a half away from that debate tonight. Democratic incumbent Gina Raimondo, Republican Alan Fung, and independent Joe Trillo facing off on this stage behind me. We're also just about 5.5 weeks away from the election, and this race has already heated up. Now, this afternoon, we spoke with Eyewitness News political analyst Joe Fleming about the tone of the race so far. He says at this point between Governor Raimondo and Alan Fung, the race has been negative, and he predicts it will stay that way. Fleming says Alan Fung cannot allow Governor Raimondo to get ahead of steam and vice versa. But he says sometimes the benefit of a race like this could be the third-party candidate, meaning Joe Trillo, who gives people another option. At this point, Trillo has not started any advertising. Now, Fleming also says it isn't only the campaigns that are keeping this race negative.
Also, we have a lot of independent expenditures going on in the state of Rhode Island now. And those independent expenditures are basically negative ads towards the opponent. If it's the Democratic Governors Association, they're criticizing Fung. Republicans Governors Association, they're criticizing Raimondo. So we're going to see a lot of negative ads coming from independent expenditures. But I think also you're going to see some independent ads coming from the campaigns themselves.
Now, this debate tonight is taking place 1 week after we released our Eyewitness News Roger Williams University exclusive poll. More on if that could affect tonight's debate coming up on Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock. Reporting live in Bristol, I'm Caroline Goggin, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Kim. Tonight, your local election headquarters brings you the first live televised debate of the Rhode Island gubernatorial race. Incumbent Governor Gina Raimondo, Republican Alan Fung, and independent Joe Trillo will face off in less than an hour right here on WPRI 12. The stage is set at Roger Williams University in Bristol, and Eyewitness News reporter Caroline Goggin is there with the East Bay Mobile Newsroom. Caroline?
Well, Mike, tonight's debate comes just a week after we released our Eyewitness News Roger Williams University poll, and we caught up with our political analyst earlier today to see if that poll could have any impact on tonight's debate. Last week, we showed you this. Our Eyewitness News Roger Williams University poll revealed Democratic incumbent Gina Raimondo has gained an edge in the Rhode Island gubernatorial race. The survey of 420 likely Rhode Island voters found Raimondo had 43% of the vote. Republican Alan Fung had 36%, and independent Joe Trillo had just 7%.
So he's going to try to siphon off votes on both candidates. during this debate tonight to try to move his numbers up.
Tonight, Trillo faces off with Raimondo and Fung in the first live televised debate in the governor's race. Eyewitness News political analyst Joe Fleming says he believes Trillo will work to offer an alternative to both Governor Raimondo and Alan Fung. Fleming says in light of last week's poll, Fung needs to give voters a reason to choose him.
He's also at the same time got to give the voters reasons not to vote for Gina Raimondo. He's going to criticize things that she's done. He's going to criticize her economic development.
Fleming says he also believes candidate Fung needs to garner some of the female vote. In our survey, Raimondo held a 20-point lead on female voters. As for the governor, Fleming believes she will take advantage of the current political climate.
About 30% of the people thought Donald Trump was doing an excellent, a good job. So I think she's going to try to tie Trump and Trillo and Fung together.
And something the polls showed both Raimondo and Fung have in common is their favorability ratings, each standing at 50% with the voters. Again, Mike, the stage is set for tonight's debate here at Roger Williams University. We're going to have a full wrap-up of tonight's events coming up at 10 o'clock on Fox Providence, 11 o'clock right here on WPRI 12. Reporting live in Bristol, I'm Caroline Goggin, Eyewitness News.